Your emotions are perhaps the most powerful resource you have, particularly the negative ones like guilt and shame and sorrow and fear and doubt. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why your emotions are so powerful. I'm going to tell you a different way to look at your emotions and what you can do to change. I'm Dr. Meg Haworth. I am a transpersonal psychologist and a holistic nutritional chef, and I help coaches, therapists, healers, and conscious health practitioners to develop their intuitive abilities and to get certified in whole person integration technique, an emotional release technique that helps people get well. So in this video, as I said, I'm going to be talking about emotions. Emotions are perhaps the most valuable resource we have, particularly when it comes to getting well. If you want to get well, you want to live a happy life, you want to have an enjoyable life, your emotions actually hold the key to it. And it's your negative emotions, surprisingly enough, that help you get to exactly what you want. Everyone who works with me, I've worked with thousands of people all over the last 30 years almost. And everyone who works with me says, Dr. Meg, I want to feel peaceful. I want to feel happy. I want to feel joyful. I want to feel good about my life. I want to feel good in my body. I want to be well. And all of those things are incredible goals, and they are really important, and they can be achieved when you understand these principles I'm talking about in this video today. This is probably, to me, it's one of the most important videos that I've ever made, because I think about emotions all the time and how they are the way showers. And this is one of the different things that I say about emotions that are so important to understand. Your emotions, particularly the negative ones, are way showers. They're showing you who you really are. They're showing you what you're not, so you can point towards who you are. But one of the biggest problems that we have in our world is that we're basically told to run from our emotions. You're not supposed to feel what you're feeling, especially if it's a bad emotion. So we press it down. We go and we numb our emotions. We don't want to feel them because it's not appropriate. We're told in our world it's not appropriate to feel the emotions that you're feeling. But it is the most important thing that you can do. So because we're told this from a young age, stop crying, when you're a little kid and they tell you stop crying, don't dwell on it, all of these things. Well, there's a part of you that's still going to be dwelling on it, because the emotions that you're holding, particularly from past experiences that were very difficult, have a charge to them. And it's that emotional charge that actually creates a resonance. And we know from the laws of physics that that's like unto itself is attracted. And so that means opposite forces are attracted. It's the two sides of the same coin. Everything has two sides of the same coin when it comes to the emotional world. Love and hate. One thing drives the next. Actually, a great book I'd like to recommend right now that really helps you understand this whole concept is by Debbie Ford. It's called The Dark Side of the Light Chasers. And she really talks about how bitterness drives sweetness. And you can't have one thing without the other. And that's a big piece of understanding emotions and leading you to emotional self-mastery. So like I was saying before, if we're ignoring our emotions or we're numbing our emotions because we don't want to feel what we're feeling, and so we may run to sex or drugs or relationships or other people or whatever it is that takes us outside of ourselves so we don't have to feel what we're feeling, that makes things worse for you. This can make you sicker. It can make you feel drained. It can make you feel tired, sick and tired. Have you ever said that? I'm so sick and tired of? You can change that. And this is the most exciting thing about emotions. You can become someone who's peaceful, someone who's kind, someone who's loving, someone who's caring. And you can live more in those emotional states than you do in these other emotional states, in the fear and the sadness, the doubt, the shame, the guilt, all of those things that, again, are the way showers. And so that's the thing that I really want to communicate to you. And I hope you can really grasp from this video is those negative emotions are teaching emotions. They're here to teach you something about who you really are. The other side of the coin of those emotions that you're feeling right now. So say you're in sorrow. Say you want to end your life. I've been there on multiple occasions, and it's horrible to be that far down into emotional darkness where you feel like you don't want to be here anymore. But you can, it's that possibility of being in that space is pointing you towards the possibility of being in peace, of being in love, and doing it while you're in your body. You don't have to leave this life in order to feel those feelings, in order to feel joy. And in order to feel peace, I'll never forget one of my professors when I started my path, like almost 30 years ago. And one of the things that she said to me is, Meg, when do you feel joy? You know, what brings you joy? And I remember just stopping like a deer in the headlights, just going, I don't know. I did not know how to answer that question. And now you ask me that question, and just looking out my window, looking at the architecture of 1920s buildings from in old Hollywood, you know, like that brings me joy. The trees out there bring me joy. My dog who's sitting next to me is bringing me joy. I have this guitar behind me and I love music. That brings me joy. And there are thousands of things, millions of things that can connect us to joy at any given moment. But if you are holding these negative emotions, these thoughts, these feelings, these beliefs, it will be so hard for you to get into that space of feeling love and joy and peace for most of your day instead of feeling the opposite forces. So I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it happens right away. It's something that happens incrementally. You get more and more in this space, the more you focus on this. And the thing you need to do is to release that emotional energy that you're holding in your system, particularly from past experiences and those beliefs. You know, an emotion will eventually become a feeling, and that feeling will get kind of locked in you. And you'll say, you know, I feel so guilty. I feel so ashamed. I feel so scared. I feel so doubtful. I feel like nothing ever works out for me, which actually is a thought. So you have to start separating those things out. There's the thoughts, the feelings, the beliefs, and the emotion is the thing that drives that. The energy of the emotion drives all of those things. And you can release this energy from your energy field, which releases it from your system. Because when you practice an emotion over and over and over again, and you practice the thought, it becomes a belief, and then that belief can drive your experience and literally bring things to you that just keep reinforcing the belief. See, there it is again. That's something that always happens. You know, this never works out for me. And you've decided it's never going to work out for you. So there's a whole, I'm going kind of all over the place, but I'm hoping that you're getting something from what I'm saying about incrementally changing that emotional state little by little by little. If you go from doubt to love, that's not easy to do in a minute, you know, but when you see the doubt and how it's affecting you, when you feel how it's draining your body, when you understand that whole thing in your own system, it's so much easier to say, hey, I can make the decision now to let this thing go. I made the decision originally to keep it, to hold on to it, to hold on to that belief. And you don't have to hold on to it, which is the most brilliant thing about emotions and about beliefs. They're so intertwined and they're so important. So start by doing this one thing. And this is something I tell all of my clients to do, is you do a list of your qualities, of the best parts of you. I did this list so many, decades ago, and I posted it. I wrote it out and I posted it in my closet where I was most vulnerable, because back then I couldn't even change my clothes without feeling intense shame from years of sexual abuse. Oh God, I just, when I look back on that, I couldn't, I had to dress in the dark, or I would dress under the covers or in a closet. And so I posted it where I could see it, and I would call those things out every day. And it was hard. It was so hard to come up with this list, especially at first. I'm like, I am loving, well, not when it comes to this relationship, and I would use the list as a way to self-criticize, and it was just awful. Like, no, I am loving, and here are the ways I am loving. I am kind, and here are the ways that I am kind. I am caring, and here are the ways that I am caring. You're going to get a million ways that come to you that tell you why you're not that. And those are emotions that can help point you towards these wonderful qualities that you already possess. If you have a hard time making this list, and a lot of people do, then ask a friend. Ask somebody you love so much, what do you see in me? What do you love about me? And then they'll start listing out like, oh my gosh, you're so smart, and you're so easy to be around, and you're so calm, and you're so peaceful, and you're so, you may not feel all those things internally, but those are a part of you. And the things that you see in them, that you admire in them, are reflections of you. That's why you choose these people in your life. And if you don't have any people like this in your life, if you don't have somebody that you admire, look to somebody in the public eye that you admire, who is doing really amazing things in the world, who's doing things to change the world and make it a better place. And really look at those qualities, because those qualities exist in you. So make the list, add to the list, and start to move that emotional state. Start to shift and change your own emotional state. You can do it. And I work with people on this. I have my Evolving Intuition, Building Self-Trust for Life. It's my online course and certification program. It's for coaches, therapists, healers, conscious health practitioners who want to up-level their intuitive abilities, which will make you so much better in the treatment room, so you're not in your head all the time and getting drained from that. And if you're highly empathetic and sensitive and intuitive, all those things come together, especially if you're in the healing arts. The whole person integration technique that I certify you in will help you to release the things that get triggered in you from your clients or from people in your life that may make you feel drained. So if any of this resonates with you, please give me a call. You can apply for the program. They're in the links below. I take very limited clients from time to time, on one-on-one clients, very limited. So if that resonates with you, I work mainly with women survivors of abuse who want to get to the next level in their life, and they're not quite sure how to do it, but they know that their abuse history is holding them back in some way. And I help them release that energy from the body, and particularly those with chronic illnesses. And I've had over a dozen illnesses myself, and I've released them, and I love to help people do that as well. And then there's the food. It's a lot. I can help you with a lot of stuff. So anyway, if you have any questions about this video, any comments, please leave them in the comments below. If you have any suggestions about things you want to hear more about that you heard me talk about in this video, let me know. You can email me. You can go to my website at meghaworth.com. There's 1,000 ways to get in touch with me. And then I do free consultations. So I'd love to hear from you. All right. I hope that this information has been really valuable to you. I hope you understand the great importance of negative emotions and how they're really good for us. They're here to help teach us, and they're here to help heal us. And if you can only look at it in that way and just start that perception, just start that tiny little bit, then I hope this information will help you get well.